Okay, so now we will start our unit current electricity for the session 2022 to 2023. Before starting our lecture, we will discuss about the syllabus of CBSE exam, and along with I will discuss about the topics related to competitive exams also. So here I describe the syllabus of current electricity for this session. So these are the topics for the current electricity, and the weightage of this unit along with electrostatics is 60 marks in this exam. These two units will score for 16 marks, in which current electricity has these topics. Now let's see what are the topics which you have to prepare in this unit. First is, the name is current electricity. So you have to study current, their properties, their relation with other quantities like current electricity, then drift velocity. What is drift velocity, and what is the relation between drift velocity and current, like mobility and relation between mobility and current I. These are the terms which you introduce about the chapter current electricity. Then next is Ohm's law. Ohm's law we have studied in 10th class also, and you know very well what is Ohm's law and what are their significance. The VI characteristics of Ohm's law. VI characteristics in class 10th you done a practical also. So this is a very interesting topic for class 10th as well as for class 12th. Ohm's law you can do practically verify it is Ohm's law also. Now VI characteristics. What is the change in current when you change the voltage? You have to study for different type of material, like you can check it for metals at low temperature, at high temperature, or you can check with diode. You can take diode, and for that you have to plot VI characteristics. In next unit also we have to study semiconductor devices, VI characteristics. So these are all very important for that unit also, VI characteristics. देखिए कुछ टॉपिक्स होते हैं बेटा जो इंटर रिलेटेड होते हैं, आगे भी आपके काम आएंगे, तो नेक्स्ट यूनिट में भी इनका यूज होगा. देन इलेक्ट्रिक एनर्जी एंड पावर, वेरी सिंपल टॉपिक, वेरी इजी. इलेक्ट्रिक पावर एंड इलेक्ट्रिक एनर्जी एंड देयर वेरियस फॉर्म, but there is a little bit confusion in this because there are various form. Which form you have to apply in the numerical, so that basic concept we will discuss here. Then effect of temperature. Effect of temperature on resistivity, conductivity or resistance. There is numerical also on this topic, and coefficient of temperature. What is use of coefficient of temperature from this? How does resistivity, resistance, temp and other parameter will change with respect to temperature. Then internal resistance of a cell. Internal resistance of a cell. If you purchase a cell from market, you will observe that the rated value is different, and when we are using in its circuit, then its value will be different. So what are these two terms, and why this difference come in this in the EMF and potential difference? So what are difference between EMF and potential difference, and what is the internal resistance and which factor affect it? These all we will discuss in this unit. Then combination of cells. Combination of cells. If you use some battery or cells in series or parallel, like capacitor also you can use. In last unit you have done combination of capacitors. So all of these can be connected into series or parallel. So series and parallel combination of cell we will discuss in this unit. Okay, not series and parallel combination of resistor. Resistor has also series and parallel combination, but that is excluded from this syllabus. We will discuss series and parallel combination of cell. If we connect two or more cell in series or parallel, what will be the total potential difference or EMF we can say, and what will be difference between these two. Then Kirchhoff's law and Wheatstone bridge. Kirchhoff's law, these are very important for CBSE exam as well as competitive exam. CBSE एग्जाम के लिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट है आपके किरचॉफ्स लॉ, एंड फॉर competitive exams there are so many numericals on the Kirchhoff's law, and these all depend on the laws of the Kirchhoff's law and the sign convention we have to use. So you have to understand the sign conventions and how can you apply these sign conventions for Kirchhoff's law. All these we will complete in one video. So you have to watch complete video to learn about these all topics. So this is our brief syllabus of this unit. Again I will tell that it contains first and second units for 16 marks. First unit is electrostatics, second is your current electricity. In electrostatics, charge was at rest, but it is current electricity. Current means to flow. Current means to flow. So now charge will in motion, and we will study the properties of charge. What will be the properties related to charge when it was in motion. So this is our syllabus. I hope syllabus is clear to all of you. Okay, now we start our video for current electricity. What is electric current? First topic is our what is first of all to start this topic. We have to know what is the use of this topic, why you are studying this topic, and what type of the weightage it have in a board exam or other competitive exams. These all terms you have to clear. So we will discuss all these things in this unit. Current, electricity, and the topic is electric current. Current means current जो word है बेटा आपका, current word means to flow. Current means to flow. Current जिस भी word के साथ आप यूज करते हैं that means to flow. So electric current means the flow of charge in a particular direction. So the flow of the charge in a particular direction. That is called electric current. But if we write that flow of air, that is also current. Flow of air is also known as current. Similarly, flow of water, that is also current. So flow of any quantity is known as current. Current means to flow in a particular direction. If air flow in particular direction, that makes a wind current. That is called wind current, and that is also energy. If water flow in a particular direction, that is called hydro energy, and this energy wind energy can be used in other purpose or other work. Similarly, the flow of charge is known as electric current. And when any quantity is in motion, so it has a particular type of energy due to motion, and that energy is called. You can comment in answer also what is the energy related to motion of an object. That energy is called kinetic energy. And kinetic energy is the energy related to motion of an object. If an object is in motion, it have some kinetic energy. If an object is at rest, then it have zero kinetic energy. For example, our earth is continuously in motion. It is rotating about its own axis as well as about sun. So it has kinetic energy, that is rotational kinetic energy. Any kind of motion possesses kinetic energy, but and if an object is at rest, that kinetic energy becomes zero. Here charge is in motion. What are in motion? Charge. Charge are in motion, so it will also possess some kinetic energy, and that kinetic energy can be converted into other form of energy according to law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. There are various conservation laws. You have studied about all conservations, that if we use conservation word with any quantity, that quantity becomes constant. So here the law of conservation of energy means total energy is always conserved, always constant, and energy neither be created nor be destroyed, but it only can be transferred from one form to another form. Here the charged particles are in motion, so they possess some kinetic energy, and due to kinetic energy of charged particle, kinetic energy of charge, kinetic energy of charge will convert into other form of energy, that is electric energy in form of current. Current is also a electric energy, so that energy is called electric current. So it is flow of the charge in a particular direction that we call electric current. So what is electric current? Clear now? Okay. But now what is the representation of electric current? What is the representation of electric current, and what are the properties of electric current? Suppose we take a conductor piece, and some electrons are moving in it. Some electrons are moving in it through the conductor in a particular direction. These electrons are free electrons which will take part in electric current. So these are the charge carrier, or you can say free electrons. Free electrons will move in a particular direction, then they will make an electric current. And an electron have charge E is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. And charge is a scalar quantity and represented by Q, small q या capital Q. So electric charge will flow in a particular direction, make electric current, and how much electric current will be there in this conductor you can find with this formula, charge upon time ratio. Current is charge upon time ratio. How much charge will cross the conductor from one end to other end in a given time? That ratio is called electric current, or you can say that rate of flow of charge Q upon T is rate of flow of charge is known as electric current. So electric current has ratio charge upon time. So what will be its unit better? Unit of current will be coulomb per second. Charge has SI unit coulomb, time has SI unit second, so its SI unit will be coulomb per second. So this is your electric current. And charge upon time, it is total current, average current. But another term we can write I is equals to dq upon dt. I is equals to dq upon dt. This ratio is also electric current, but difference is this is average current and this is instantaneous current. This is instantaneous current. For a given time interval, you can find what is the amount of current. For example, you pass some charge from this conductor and how to pass the charge from this conductor. The total charge upon total time is your electric current. But instantaneous current is the current at a particular time. At that time, in small time interval delta t, it will be very small, like 1 second or 2 seconds. So for a very small time interval, what is the charge flow from one end to other end? That ratio is called instantaneous current. So these two are different quantities, current and instantaneous current. Unit will be same, and other absolute unit will be ampere. Absolute unit of current will be ampere. Now dimension formula also you can find from here. Dimension formula of current. These are the questions which in your exam can be asked. What is unit of current? Yeah, define the unit of current or their dimension formula. So dimension formula also written from the formula of that quantity. Dimension formula of current we have to write. So what is dimension formula of charge? AT divided by time has dimension formula T. So its dimension formula will be A. Dimension formula is A for current, electric current. Properties of current and questions related to electric current. Electric current I is equals to Q upon T. We will take this formula for represent electric current, rate of flow charge. Now in electrostatics we know that according to quantization of electric charge Q is equals to NE. So we can use I is equals to NE upon T. NE upon T. So these relations you can use for numericals also, and this is the ratio for charge and time for straight path as well as circular path. But in case of circular motion of an charged particle like electron, if electrons are moving on a circular path, then also they can form electric current. But what is the relation for electric current? You have to know the charge I for calculating electric current, time for this path. So suppose its electron is moving on a circular path of radius r. Now it will starts to revolve in circular path and make a electric current. So that electric current you have to find with the help of this relation. So according to quantization of charge, Q is equals to N into E. For single electron we can write Q is equals to E. We got value of Q. Now we have to find the value of T. Time is equals to distance upon speed. Distance upon speed. Let this electron is moving with speed v, and distance covered in one round if radius is r is then 2 pi r. So distance is 2 pi r and speed is v. So time will be 2 pi r upon v. Now what is current beta? I is equals to Q upon T. I is equals to Q upon T, where Q is equals to E and T is equals to 2 pi r. This we will multiply E. So I is equals to EV upon 2 pi r. This relation is used when an electron is revolving in a circular path and radius r is given and velocity is given. So these are the relations for electric current. Clear beta? These relations we have to use for numericals. Suppose you have given charge and time, then you can directly find the current from this relation. If number of electrons are given, then multiply with E and divide by time t, you will get electric current. If speed and radius of the circular path is given, then you can use this relation. So these are the relations for electric current. Very simple relations are these, and you can find easily values whatever asked in the question. Only one variable you have to find, other variable like charge and time will be given, N or T will be given, V or R will be given. Now what are the properties of current? Current is a scalar quantity. Current is a scalar quantity. Why it is scalar quantity? Does it have direction or not? First we will discuss that. Electric current is due to flow electrons in a particular direction, and the direction of current is always opposite to negative charge. Opposite to flow of negative charge, or you can say that along the flow of positive charge. or from positive to negative. So current has direction as well as magnitude, but still it is a scalar quantity because it obeys scalar law of addition. We can add current without considering the direction. If I1 current is flowing in this wire in this direction and I2 current is flowing in this wire, so total current in this wire will be I1 plus I2. So we directly add the current using scalar law, that is current is a scalar quantity. Current is a scalar quantity and current is measured with the help of device ammeter or galvanometer. Ammeter and galvanometer you can use to measure the electric current. Both are used in series combination, and the ammeter should have low resistance and ideal ammeter should have zero resistance. Ammeter should have low resistance and ideal ammeter should have zero resistance. So these are the properties of electric. Cause of electric current, या why flow of charge is there. Flow of charge means current. So what is the cause of current or flow of charge? Why? So we have to answer this why. Why charge will flow? What is the quantity? What is the force? Which energy is responsible to flow the charge? Because for motion of any object, we need to apply a energy or we have to spend some energy. So that energy will do works to move the charge. So from where this energy come in electric circuit? So this energy comes from potential difference. This energy comes from potential difference, and that energy is responsible to do work for the motion of current, motion of charge particle. So what is potential difference? Potential difference is work upon charge ratio. It is the amount of work done required to bring a unit positive charge from one end to other end of a conductor. So that work done we call potential difference, and this potential difference is responsible for the flow of charge. Now you take an example like water. Water can flow on a level floor fastly or on a inclined plane fastly. So answer will be water can flow on a inclined plane fastly. For example, this is a plane surface and another is a inclined surface with horizontal axis at some angle. So if we put water or any other object like ball, then which ball will roll faster on this plane? This ball will roll faster because it is placed on inclined plane. So this is called potential difference for the charge. Greater is the potential difference, greater will be flow of charge and greater will be current. So what is the reason? Why का आंसर मिल गया हमें? Why current flow? Current will flow due to potential difference. If there is a potential difference, then current can flow. Otherwise, current cannot flow. Now, potential difference and other term is EMF. Potential difference and EMF. What are these two? Potential difference and EMF both are same. Only difference is circuit is open or closed. Circuit is open or closed. If circuit is open, then it is called EMF, and if circuit is closed, then it is called potential difference. For example, you purchase a cell from market and it is rated 2.0 volt. It is rated 2.0 volt. So this 2.0 volt is its EMF because it is not in use. So circuit is open now, and for open circuit this is called EMF. And for closed circuit, if circuit is closed, then you will check that this value will be less in the circuit, become less because some potential is dropped across the wires or conductor used or circuit combination. So potential difference is the EMF when circuit is closed, or EMF is that potential difference when circuit is open. So these are the difference between EMF and potential difference. EMF is always greater than or it can be equals to potential difference, but potential difference cannot be greater than EMF. This also we will study in this unit. What will be the reason for the difference in EMF and potential difference? So इसका reason भी हम आगे discuss करेंगे briefly. So reason of current, clear now beta? Reason of current is potential difference. Whenever there is difference between two levels, then an object can flow. Similarly, charge can also flow when there is difference between potential at two points. So that potential difference is responsible for the flow of. In Ohm's law, what is important point beta? The four factor affecting the resistance and this VI characteristics. So we plot a graph for V and I. These are directly proportional, having single power. So relationship will be linear. Linear relationship as represented in VI characteristics, that is a straight line. VI characteristics of Ohm's law is a straight line for ohmic conductors. For ohmic conductors like all metals at low temperature. If you plot potential difference versus current graph for ohmic conductor like metals at low temperature, you will find a straight line in graph. And if it is not a straight line, that is non-ohmic conductor. These are non-ohmic conductor like tungsten wire या diode. These are non-ohmic, which do not obey Ohm's law. Ohmic, which obey Ohm's law. Examples are metals at low temperature and diode tungsten wire are non-ohmic. So this is the VI characteristics. And what is the use of VI characteristics? On the basis of this graph, you can select which type of conductor can be used in particular place and what will be its resistance. So this graph is used to find the resistance. Every graph has to use, either you can use its slope or you can use it area under the graph. So here we will find the slope of this graph. Slope is always perpendicular upon base, tan theta or dy by dx you can say. So slope of VI graph is equals to slope of potential difference versus current graph. On x-axis we use current, on y-axis we use potential difference. So slope will be V upon I, and according to Ohm's law relation, this is equals to R. So slope is directly proportional to R. Slope is directly proportional to R. Greater is the slope, greater will be resistance. Lesser is the slope, lesser will be resistance. Like x-axis has slope 0 and y-axis has slope infinite. If you take two conductors A and B, then which conductor has more resistance? Which conductor has more resistance? You can find from this relation. Slope is directly proportional to R. जिसका slope high होगा उसका resistance भी high होगा बेटा. तो slope किसका high है? For A, so A has greater resistance. Which has greater resistance? A. But remember one point in your mind that if I is used on y-axis and V is used on x-axis, on y-axis we use current, on x-axis we use potential difference, then graph will be inversely proportional to the slope. The slope is equals to 1 upon R now. So it is inversely proportional to resistance. Slope is inversely proportional to resistance for this type of graph. Graph will be straight line, but only indices will change. Here we will take current and here potential difference. In this graph, on y-axis is potential difference, on x-axis is current. So this is the difference for the graph. Slope can be directly proportional to r, or slope can be inversely proportional to r. Now suppose we take a graph for voltage and current and represent this as a straight line parallel to y-axis. So its slope is infinite. Slope is infinite. So what is its resistance? Resistance will also infinite. It means it is a ideal insulator which will never allow to flow the current. Which will never allow to flow the current, because resistance is infinite. It will oppose whole current. It will not allow a little bit current also. So this is a ideal insulator. And if graph is a parallel line to the time axis, to the current axis, so this will represent resistance is 0. Resistance is 0, and resistance is 0, that is called superconductor. That is called superconductor. And mercury shows superconductivity at 4 Kelvin. At 4 Kelvin, mercury shows superconductivity. So these are the VI characteristics of a graph. Now the next topic is drift velocity. Very important topic from this unit and very interesting topic also. What is drift velocity? So first of all, what you have to know about drift. What is the meaning of drift? Drift means सरकना या खिसकना. सरकना या खिसकना, move करना. So when we talk about drift velocity, it means it is drift velocity of electrons. And when electrons move in a conductor, so this is our conductor, and electrons will move through this conductor, make a electric current. So if we apply some potential difference, then the electrons will move in a particular direction. So to apply a potential difference, we connect it to a cell. Potential difference will make the flow of electrons in a particular direction, that is responsible for current, and that is the cause of electric current we learn. And we apply potential V. When we switch on the key, then the electrons will move towards the positive terminal and negative terminal will repel the electrons. So the electron at this end will come to this end, then it will make an electric current. So what happened with the electron beta? There are atoms of the conductor presenting it. All these are atoms of the conductor. Now this electron has to move from this end to this end. So it will collide multiple times with these atoms, and it will move randomly. It will move in a zigzag path, and finally it will come to this end. So it will multiple times collide with the atoms, and then finally it will come to this point. If what happens if we do not apply this potential, then the electron will not tend to move from one end to other end. It will move in between these atoms and collide multiple times, or maybe possible that this electron will not come this side. ये इलेक्ट्रॉन इस एंड से इस एंड तक ना आ पाए, लेकिन हमें करंट फ्लो करवाना बेटा इसमें. सो टू मेक द इलेक्ट्रिक करंट वी अप्लाई ए पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. दिस पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस विल give a force for the electron to move from this end to this end. Now it will collide multiple times. That will affect the speed of electron. It will affect the speed of electron. जो स्पीड इसकी होनी चाहिए थी उससे डिफरेंट आपको इसकी वेलोसिटी मिलेगी. That is called drift velocity. ड्रिफ्ट वेलोसिटी में जो चेंज मिलेगा आपको. एक्चुअल में अगर मान लीजिए इलेक्ट्रॉन आपको यहाँ पे मिलना चाहिए था, लेकिन इसमें इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड अप्लाई करने के बाद आपको इस पोजीशन पे मिल रहा है. सो देयर इज ए ड्रिफ्ट इन दिस. एंड व्हाट इज दिस ड्रिफ्ट एंड how can you calculate this drift, you have to show it. So drift velocity का मीनिंग क्लियर हो गया सभी को, drift velocity क्या होती है समझ में आ गया. Now what is the expression for drift velocity? When we apply a potential difference, then there will be electric field across the conductor. So electric field will be set up in this direction, positive to negative, and this electric field will exert a force on this electron, and that force is equals to Q into E. So E into E, and according to Newton's second law, F is equals to ma. Comparing these two equations, we get A is equals to E upon m. E upon m. So this is acceleration produced in the electron on applying a potential difference or applying a electric field. Now acceleration you got. What happened to the what will be the drift velocity in this electron? We have to calculate. So drift velocity will be according to equation of motion. We can write acceleration is equals to del v upon del t. Acceleration is equals to rate of change of velocity. So what will be acceleration in it? A is equals to del v, change in velocity, final velocity minus initial velocity upon time t. So let final velocity is vt, that is drift velocity. So acceleration will be drift velocity vt minus 0 initial velocity, and time is t, that is tau. Tau is time of relaxation. Time of relaxation, that time with which electron will move from one atom to other atom without any other collision. So this is the time of relaxation. Suppose electron starts to move from this point and collide with atom at this point. So this is the time taken by the electron during which it will move freely without any collision. This time is called time of relaxation. जब उसमें कोई collision नहीं हुआ है, freely move कर रहा है. So this time is time of relaxation tau. Now A is equals to Vt upon tau. So what will be Vt? Drift velocity is equals to A into tau. So tau is time of relaxation, and acceleration we know A is equals to E upon m multiplied by tau. For electron, the force will be opposite to the direction of electric field. So we will get here minus sign here. So drift velocity for electron is minus E tau upon m. So drift velocity depends on magnitude of electric field, time of relaxation, and mass of the charged particle. If what will be the effect of the other parameters on drift velocity, like temperature? If we increase the temperature, what happened to the drift velocity? You have to check along with these relations. On increasing the temperature, what will be changed in this parameter? E remains same, capital E remains same, m remains same. Only time of relaxation will change. And what will be change in time of relaxation? On increasing the temperature, time of relaxation will decrease, because on increasing the temperature, this electron will move fastly. On increasing the temperature, speed of electron will increase and it will collide in a short time. So time of relaxation will decrease, and if time of relaxation is decreased, then drift velocity will also decrease, because drift velocity is directly proportional to tau, and tau is inversely proportional to temperature. If we increase the temperature, tau will decrease. So on increasing the temperature, drift velocity will decrease. So these type of questions you have to prepare for your CBSE exam. What is drift velocity and what are the factors affecting the drift velocity? Further, if you have two charged particles whose masses are different whose mass is less, drift velocity will be more. Other parameters will be constant. But similarly, electric field, on increasing the magnitude of electric field, the drift velocity will also increase. So this is your drift